I'm Trish and welcome to Philadelphia, the home of the famous Rocky statue and also the city that Philadelphia cream cheese is named after. And actually it was invented in New York in 1872, but they named it after Philadelphia because Philadelphia was considered one of the highest quality cities for culture and especially food. So without ado, we're going to make a very Philadelphia influenced entree, but a little bit different. We're actually going to make a raw spaghetti and meatballs. Raw food is really in right now. It gives you lots of energy from the raw vegetables, and we're just going to put our little twist on it with some crab meatballs. So the first thing we're going to do is make our raw tomato sauce, and we start with a pound of tomatoes that's going to go into our blender. They're just roughly chopped. I'm using cherry tomatoes because they were beautiful at the shop and juicy. We also put in 2 reconstituted sun-dried tomatoes, about 1/3 of a cup of fresh basil, about 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, extra virgin of course, and 1 small clove of garlic, about 2 teaspoons of raw honey, which it can be a little sticky, but we'll get it in there somehow. And of course, our famous ingredient, I'm using the 1/3 less fat onion and chive Philadelphia cream cheese. Okay, we're gonna start with a little bit of salt. We might have to add some at the end. I use sea salt and some fresh ground pepper. Okay, then you're just gonna put your lid on. Make sure it's on secure so you don't have a tomato explosion on your hands. And blend. Okay, we have finished blending our sauce, and you'll see it ends up looking like a wonderful, almost like a penne vodka, but it is a raw, creamy tomato sauce that all we've done is put in the blender. One little note is that I did keep my juice from rehydrating the sun-dried tomatoes, just in case if the tomatoes don't have as much natural juices, you can add a little bit of the juice from the sun-dried tomatoes. It has the flavor from the soaking, and after you've blended, you just basically adjust the seasoning with salt and pepper, and you're ready to go. The next thing we're going to do is make our zucchini and carrot noodles. You'll see we have them right here. I'm going to show you how to do it by hand. Of course, for this I use a mandolin, which to be honest with you I hate cleaning, so I rather actually do it by hand. So the first thing you do is that you make some zucchini ribbons and some carrot ribbons. You can actually use this in this method and it would be more of a parpadelli than a spaghetti, but I prefer the thinner cut. And all I did was take a peeler, I peeled a ribbon, and then I just take a few of them, roll them up like so, and you cut some nice thin strips, and there you've got raw zucchini spaghetti. And I can show you a couple with the carrots. And you basically will end up with the most vitamin-rich pasta you could possibly have. And just like that, our noodles are ready to go. That was pretty easy. The next thing I'm going to go over is the crab meatballs. And all we have in here is I started with special crab meat, which is actually sometimes half to 1/3 of the price of jumbo lump crab meat, and I prefer the flavor. It's sweet, and it still has lumps. It actually has the claw lumps, so you don't think that you're not going to get any lumps in that, and I really think the flavor is better, and especially with something that you're going to roll up and you're really not going to see the lumps so much, it's the better deal for your money. Okay, so in here we put in 3 ounces of our 1/3 less fat Philadelphia cream cheese, chive and onion flavored. I have the zest of a lemon and a few dashes of Worcestershire sauce, and I just basically adjusted the seasoning with a little bit of fresh lemon juice to your taste, salt and pepper, and that's all it is. And we're ready for our mix, and we're also ready to plate. So the first thing we're going to do is add a little bit of salt to our raw noodles. I just like to season a layer. I just think it always ends up tasting better that way. We're going to add our sauce. We're going to keep a little bit on the side for plating. And we're just going to toss this really good. And this recipe makes 4 servings, so we're going to get a nice colorful plate just to show off our beautiful vegetables. We're going to put a decent serving in the center. We're going to set that up here. And then you can either use a melon baller or a mini ice cream scoop, which is what I'm going to use. And I just take a scoop. I'm going to put 3 on a plate. Just like that. That's got to be the easiest meatballs I've ever made in my life. I'm going to take a little bit of the sauce. I'm going to drizzle it around. I've set aside some fresh herbs for plating. And I'm basically just going to tuck some herbs in. And then you have beautiful raw spaghetti and meatballs. You can't beat that. It's healthy, it's going to give you lots of energy, and it's definitely going to please the Italian in you. Have a great day. I just wanted to thank my sous chef Topic. He is the cutest sous chef in the world, and a special shout out to my brother for filming. Thanks a lot.